Ted from Ted's Basement Arcade here. I want to let you know in progress of this little gym that we found last summer. Some guy that listed for like 40 bucks, didn't know what it was, the monitor didn't work, etc, etc. Took some digging to figure out what game to use, a joystick and a jump button. It does say jump right there. 2 start buttons. My brain wanted to say Donkey Kong, but not in a Romstar cab, not in this weird cabaret shape. Long story short, after some sleuthing, we discovered it's actually a Falcon made board running what they call Crazy Kong 2. Crazy Kong 2 was actually licensed to Falcon. It's not a bootleg, I thought it was. It was licensed to them by Nintendo in 82, 81. They decided they couldn't keep up with production in the North American region. So they listed out Falcon to do their worst, and the board comes up, the levels are a little different, the sounds are different, it's not quite the same as Donkey Kong, but you get the idea. Anyway, this one came to me with a bad monitor. It had a G07 in it. It's actually over here. Forgive the messy shop, it's been a nightmare around here lately. But this here G07, it's a little dirty, I didn't clean it as well as I should have, but long story short, dead, no power. Hooked it up to a Variac so I could reduce the power input, and the B plus went down enough to make it come on and run. So I had knew something was wrong with the voltage regulator circuit. After some more work, I decided things got original caps. This thing was built in the 80s, it needs new caps. So we recapped everything but the filter cap because it seemed to be working okay. Long story short, come down to this little guy here. It's a voltage regulator. That thing was dead, shorted, so nothing. Replaced that. Got our B plus up to 100 volts. Couldn't get it any higher. It's kind of weird. Went ahead and replaced the flyback, because these things are known for the flyback giving up. I don't know, there's so many horror stories about recapping a G07 and the flyback blows up upon startup. I wouldn't have that happen to me, so I went ahead and replaced the flyback while I was at it. But a bunch of research, I couldn't get the B plus to adjust. It just here at this little pot. Everything I could do, it just didn't move. 102 volts, nothing. Well, the monitor looked crappy, washed out, dingy, just wouldn't get up where it was supposed to be. I gotta find the culprit, so I pulled the schematics out, dug through it for a while. Basically, there's a bunch of these bigger resistors in the 900 series that kind of follow and feed our B plus adjustment. All those checked out, everything's good. Scratching my head was this little transistor right here, X901. Yeah, 901, I had to look at my paper. But basically, this guy actually drives, this transistor tells it how fast or not fast to run. Basically, tested fine in circuit. Thought it was odd, pulled it out, dead, shorted. Didn't blow a fuse, just wouldn't run. Got it back in there, my B plus adjusted to 120. She's pretty, beautiful. I'm gonna stick it in the game here in a minute. See how she does. Oh, here we are. Got it back in there. Thing's beautiful. B plus adjusted. Colors are kind of off, but that's this game. This is Crazy Kong made by Falcon. You can see Falcon 1981. Like I said, it says part 2. There was never a part 1 that I'm aware of, but basically Nintendo just couldn't keep up with the demand, so they kind of outsourced some help. Sounds are different, the basic idea is the same, but pretty cool, really. It's the most wild cabaret cabs I've ever seen. Like I said, we found this one from some guy who was cleaning out a house, but it had a lock here. I drilled through to get to the monitor and get to the boards. Everything hinges forward, which is kind of bizarre. The monitor sits in there. I actually cleaned up pretty good. It's got screen burn from this game, so this is what it was born with and what's been in it this whole time. Kind of wild. They put handles on it so you can pull the monitor up and out of the thing. At least somebody was thinking. But cool stuff. Yeah. Glad you could join us.